Good evening, East Texas. I'm your host, Hunter Sowards. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of Nac Edition, where we bring you all the latest happening in Nacogdoches, East Texas, and beyond. Here's some of the top stories we're following in the Nac Edition newsroom. Millions go purple. I had the chance to meet with one organization fighting teen suicide and bullying. Stay tuned to find out about Spirit Day. In a haunted homecoming, SFA prepares one of the biggest events of the year. We update you on all the events happening on the Lumberjack campus. Art in the Park. Nacogdoches is known for its on-campus beauty. We bring you the details about the latest sight to see. All those stories and more, thanks again for joining us. Today we begin with bringing you the latest on a national holiday celebrated last week to honor those that have taken their life due to bullying and discrimination. I had the opportunity to speak to one on-campus organization about how they celebrated 2015 Spirit Day. Here's what I found out.
Here that don't know what Spirit Day is. All right, Spirit.
Purple, a color that's seen a lot on the campus of Stephen F. Austin, but today takes on a more personal meaning. Several students joined together to raise awareness for one special cause. The hashtag Spirit Day, as well as the color purple, could be found all over social media October 15th to stand against bullying for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender youth.
It's really important for us to bring light to the fact that people are killing themselves, and these are like 6- and 7-year-olds killing themselves because they're being bullied for, being part of our community, and it's just completely unacceptable.
The on-campus activist group Nac Pride meets every Thursday, but this week it fell on a special day for their community, one that raises awareness for teen suicide and bullying prevention.
We just want to educate people and try to get them to understand, so hopefully we can erase some of the prejudice against our group.
Spirit Day began in 2010 after a string of high-profile deaths in the LGBT community. The third Thursday of October, which is also National Bullying Prevention Month, has become the most visible day of support for LGBT youth. Many a part of the group believe it's a crucial role on the SFA campus.
Well, I definitely think that there would be higher rates of suicide at the school if this organization didn't exist, because we do have a lot of members with depression and mental disorders. And so just in providing the safe space, it gives them a place where they can feel comfortable.
According to statistics, when students who reported being bullied for their sexual orientation, an unprecedented 61% said that staff knew and did nothing about it. With statistics of youth suicide growing around the country, the on-campus activist group Nac Pride and the organization's president has a message for those struggling.
I wanted to let people know that it does get better. Somebody is always there for you. Suicide is never an answer.
This is Hunter Sowards reporting for Nac Edition. Pride Nac meets every Thursday at 7 p.m. To find out more information about the on-campus group, visit their Facebook page at Pride Nac 1993. And now we turn to our very own haunted Halloween. Homecoming week is quickly approaching for Stephen F. Austin, and the campus is in the midst of preparing for the event-packed fun at the end of October. SFA's organization Traditions Council is the man behind the mirror for the week-long event, running everything from the homecoming kickoff at the beginning to helping coordinate the bonfire and concert at the end. Students can run for homecoming court, participate in events, tie-dye shirts, and much more. Students and the community are also encouraged to participate in and attend the downtown parade on Saturday morning before cheering on the Lumberjacks at their football game that afternoon. This year's homecoming is especially interesting because it falls on the week of Halloween, making the theme for this year's festivities a haunted homecoming. Student Activities Association will be hosting concerts from Young Nation and Frankie Ballard throughout the week, along with other fun events they have been planning for students all year long. The bonfire and concert on October 30th are free to students and the community, and everyone is encouraged to attend this long-standing Lumberjack tradition. For more information on homecoming, contact the Traditions Council office at 936-468-6721 or go by the Involvement Center located on the first floor of the Baker Patillo Student Center. And as I mentioned before, Nacogdoches is known for its beauty and scenic walking trails. And now SFA can add one more thing to that list of attractions. Our Devin Shisco has the latest on the Garden Edition.
The Mast Arboretum in Ruby Mize Azalea Garden at Stephen F. Austin State University is known for its jogging trails and connection to nature. But now there is a new attraction. SFA College of Forestry and Agriculture paired with the art department to continue a program called Sculptures for All. All these sculptures are incredibly unique and will give the viewer something to think about while they are observing them. 2014 was the first year SFA hosted the Sculpture for All outdoor exhibition and competition, and it was a huge success. This time around, the sculptures will stay in SFA Gardens for 2 years instead of 1, so students and the Nacogdoches community can enjoy these works of art throughout the 2017 academic school year. From metal monoliths to birds made from old tires, to flowers made from rusted iron and copper tubing, and a deer constructed from wood, there are no boundaries for which these artists' creativity was allowed to flow. Reporting from Nac Edition, I'm Devin Shesko.
All of these beautiful sculptures can be viewed on our Stephen F. Austin campus, a sight everyone has to see. And stay tuned when we come back. We give you all the latest on the massive fire being extinguished in Bastrop, Texas, as well as the situation regarding funding for Planned Parenthood. And of course, SFA's Pioneer Days. Nac Edition will be right back.
Good evening, East Texas. I'm Grace Castanejad, and I'm here to bring you a little bit of weather. We're looking at a major cold front for East Texas. We're looking at a major cold front on the East Coast. We're looking about mid-40s and low 30s, a couple 50s in the middle. Even California is starting to feel a little bit chilly, reaching at least high 60s and mid-50s. We're moving over down to Texas, and we're just starting to feel a little bit of that cold weather. Highs of 70s, high 70s, and mid 80s coming in for this weather. We're looking, most of East Texas is still in the 80s right now, but we're going to get a little bit colder as the week goes on. Now for our 5-day weather forecast. Today we're looking at mostly cloudy with a high of 86 and a low of 61, so there's going to be a little bit of shade as the weather gets colder. Tomorrow we're looking at light rain with a high of 83 and a low of 65, so make sure you bring your umbrellas. However, the weekend's going to look a little bit more rainy because we've got scattered storms on Friday with a high of 81 and a low of 66. And then Saturday are full thunderstorms with a high of 74 and a low of 62. And on Sunday, we're still looking at more storms with a high of 71 and a low of 58. So if you're out and about in Nacogdoches, make sure to check out some of the more covered events that are coming up this weekend.
Thanks, Gracie, for that weather update. And now we turn to a calendar of events. We've got a lot going on in the upcoming weeks, so let's take a look at what we've got going on at the SFA campus. Of course, every week we've got Sculpture for All exhibit, as well as the Farmers Market starting at Wednesday, October 21st, and going on until October 22nd for the Sculpture for All. It looks like we also have an Stephen F. Austin College of Fine Arts University series going on Thursday, October 22nd that you're not going to want to miss. Got a lot going on there. And coming up on Friday, October 23rd, Stephen F. Austin College of Fine Arts University series continues with Dr. Sua Park to present the concert at SFA. A lot of live music going on at the Liberty Bell as usual, as well as across the street at Bonita Creek Hall. So 2 live events you're not going to want to miss. And then moving on to Saturday, October 24th, we have the Triple Art opening and exposition at Cole Art Center, and then a pen trio to perform a recital at SFA. And then it looks like on Sunday, October 25th, we have another Sculpture for our all outdoor exhibit and competition, as well as live music at the Liberty Bell. Lots of great stuff coming up in the next week. And of course, everyone is already talking about the Homecoming Bonfire, which will take place October 30th. If you haven't seen it yet, it is quite a sight to see, so stop by the intramural fields across from the tennis courts where they are already stacking the wood and putting the bonfire together for October 30th's kickoff. And of course, we've got a ton of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks for homecoming. A lot of stuff going on with Driving Jacks. So if you haven't heard, they're doing a Driving Jacks and Theta Chi week where they are going to be outside of the Student Center selling pins, raising money for Driving Jacks, which is your safe ride here on campus. So if you want to give back to your SFA Lumberjacks, and if you want to find a way to be able to get involved with Driving Jacks, which is another great organization here on campus. Be sure to check that out coming up in the next week. They'll be also selling some shirts, so it's not something you're going to want to miss, but also you have to be outside of the student center to be able to get those shirts, buy those buttons, and then be able to wear them around the SFA campus. With homecoming coming up, that is going to mean a lot of parties and different Halloween events going on, so Driving Jacks is a great organization to keep in mind if you're needing a safe ride for that night. And of course, we're going to be out supporting our Lumberjack football team as they compete in another game on Saturday, October 31st. There's going to be a lot of fun activities going on at Tailgate, so make sure that you find a tent, bring some friends, and have fun because that's what homecoming is all about. And also some safety tips coming up for Halloween. If you are going to be out and about, make sure you realize that this is a small town. It is a community. There are going to be kids trick-or-treating all over the place, so make sure that you are aware of your surroundings and making sure that you are keeping everybody safe in the community and around SFA, of course. But we want everyone to have fun, so just be sure to check out all the events going on campus and make sure that you are ready for Halloween and ready for another haunted Halloween that's going to be coming up here in a little bit. Thanks so much for joining us for this event calendar, and thanks again for taking a look at everything we've got going on the Lumberjack campus. Up next, we're going to have Brandy Strahan bringing us all of the sports updates. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back, East Texas. I'm your sports director, Brandy Strand, and here's your weekly sports update. This weekend was a championship game for Pink About It, an event that brings awareness about breast cancer. I went out there to find out more. Has put together an event called Pink About It to honor those who are still fighting this disease.
We just thought we'd do something different for Nacogdoches. We wanted to do a powder puff tournament, and we sought hard trying to figure out who we'd support, and we really think that supporting a local cause is the way to do it. We really think that Nac Memorial could benefit a lot from the money that we raise from this, and that's our way of showing Nac that SFA still cares.
This weekend was the Pink About It Championship Games hosted by Sigma Tau Gamma, in which several teams such as E-Tech and Alpha Tau Omega competed. The cost was $3 per person, and there was free food and even a friendly game of dunk tank. But what is not friendly is breast cancer, and there are people that have been affected by this disease.
Well, we actually have a member on our team. His name is Eli. His mom actually just beat breast cancer. We didn't find that out until as soon as we started doing this, that's when we started to find out who all was truly affected by breast cancer. And I mean, it's kind of a learning experience. I mean, we didn't necessarily neglect it. We just didn't really think about it as much until we actually started to think about it.
Breast cancer survivor Dorothy Kelly thinks these games will bring more awareness about the importance of self-breast examinations for young people, both male and female.
The key thing is that nobody can know your body better than you can. So if you are aware of the feel and the shape of your body, even the guys, because see, we used to think, guys don't have breast cancer, but that's not true. And in reality, the guys that have it, the men, the boys, they don't admit it until it's really late, and it's very difficult for them. So it's not just a woman's disease. Find a cure. It sucks.
For more information about Pink About It and how you and your team can be there next year, just go to pinksfa.com. I'm Brandy Strand, reporting for Nac Edition. We are already at the halfway point for the semester, and with that, playoffs for intramural football is underway this week. Hidden between the trees of Nacogdoches, Texas, something special continues to happen as the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks kicked off their first official practice with a little October Madness.
Midnight Madness is the beginning of prime time for the Stephen F. Austin State University Lumberjacks. Set by a winning tradition of championships that featured Desmond Hayman's 4-point play in the NCAA tournament, or winning the SFA Southland Conference tournament against Sam Houston State, the Lumberjacks have a new standard for greatness. Following up an NCAA tournament run last year and the year before, It's NCAA or bust for the Lumberjacks this year, which should feature the best team they've had in a while. Lumberjack fans are pumped up about the new idea of who will be the next to step up for the Lumberjacks, with new faces including Lasani, TJ Holyfield, Peyton, and Nikolai. As the stadium began to fill up on Friday evening for the events at 8 o'clock for Midnight Madness, the fans were greeted by the Lady Jacks and their new coaches as the last coach left for Kansas. The Spirit teams prepared and the band revved up the music as so many faces were excited for what would go down. With many people prepped for the evening, as it was ESPN televised through ESPNU and ESPN3, SFA's Midnight Madness kicked off. As this was the inaugural season for Midnight Madness, to show off all the new faces as well as teams, coaches, players, new gear, stadium, and all the new equipment, fans were truly excited. With a dunk contest, with Ty Charles and Nikolai as the finalists, Ty Charles took the lead. But with leadership from Ty Charles, sophomore, and senior guard Thomas Walkup, number 0, returning for his final year, looks like a season that can definitely have some special effects to it. With many fans piling into the stadium, there was even a money drop where fans could pick up cash and a $1,000 shootout for any fans in attendance. After which, the players took to the stands and it addressed all the fans who showed up to show their support for the team, and they did a meet and greet afterwards for everybody who attended the event. It was truly an electric atmosphere with so many big dunks, crazy shots, and of course, crazy shenanigans with Trey Pinckney, senior guard, returning for his final season. Finished off by player autographs, letting the fans really enjoy the process and look forward to a special year. This season figures to be palmed for bigger dreams.
Thanks, Brandon. And the men's opening basketball game is November 13th. Stay tuned for more in the upcoming season. The SFA Lady Jack soccer team had their last home game of the season over the weekend. Let's take a look at what they did and how they did it. The SFA Lady Jacks took care of the business on Sunday afternoon, defeating the Southeastern Louisiana Lady Lions 2-0 to stay in first place in the Southland Conference standings. This SLU Lady Lions have not scored a goal against SFA in the last 6 meetings dating back to 2010. The win also brings SFA to a 30-game winning streak in Southland Conference regular season play. SFA has a very young team this year, and those young players were on display this weekend. Sophomore Hannah Barker got the assist on both the Lady Jacks goals, while freshman Brianna Moore sealed the game with her goal late in the second half. But it was junior midfielder Amanda Doyle that got things started early for the Lady Jacks. At the 7:58 mark, Barker delivered the ball on point to Doyle, who chipped the ball over Lady Lion goalkeeper Hope Sabotage to score the first goal for the Lady Jacks. Doyle is in first position in both goals and scored points this season with 16. The two teams played evenly through the middle of the game, with the Lady Jacks playing a conservative defensive game on the back end while attacking the Lady Lions goal throughout the game. However, this is the first game this season the Jacks were outshot by an SLC opponent. The Lady Lions shot 16 to SFA's 12, but only one of the Lions were on goal, while SFA had 5 on goal. The Lady Jacks had a couple near misses on goal, like this shot that hit the crossbar that would have put SFA up 2-0 at the second half. While 8 minutes left in the game, Hannah Barker kicked a beautiful cross to Brianna Moore at the back post, who nailed a header into the net to extend SFA's lead to 2-0. This gave the Lady Jacks the cushion they needed to play a defensive game to seal the win and stay atop the Southland Conference. The SFA Lady Jacks are 6-0-2 in conference play with an overall record of 7-6-2. The Lady Jacks have 3 games remaining on their regular season slate. They travel to Abilene Christian next Friday. The Wildcats are currently 1 point behind Lady Jacks in the Southland Conference standings. The Lady Jacks will travel to San Antonio to face Incard Wood before finishing the season against Sam Houston State. All 3 games are away games. The Southland Conference tournament will begin on the 5th of November. The Lady Jacks are going for their 5th straight Southland Conference regular season championship and is well within their reach. And that is it for the sports update. Back to you, Hunter.
And tonight we take a step back in time to an event hosted Saturday morning that's called the Nacogdoches Historic Pioneer Day. For the first time ever, Nacogdoches' own Durst Taylor Historic House and Gardens gave visitors an opportunity to experience history in a hands-on way right here on North Street. Doors opened at 10 a.m. and one attraction featured the blacksmith shop and even a smokehouse used in colonial times. The main attraction, however, focused on activities found inside and directly outside of the main house, such as herb planting, flower pounding, and even a weaving demonstration, after which guests got to take home a sample of their work. Everything in the main Durst Taylor house is authentic, from a working loom to the various different types of silverware that one would use in the 1800s. Well, they definitely had it all, whether you're a history buff or a young mind just looking to learn more about pioneers and to honor the past by learning from it. If you missed this year's event, be on the lookout for it this time next year.
I'm just glad that we have a lot of events like this come to Nacogdoches.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. That's all the time we have. This has been an episode of Nac Edition. Be sure to tune in next week where we will be bringing you all of the different news and information. It's going to be a great episode. You won't want to miss it. I'm Hunter Sowards.
And I'm Brandy Strand.
And I'm Gracie Kesson.
Thank you so much. We'll see you then.